Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad you're here with us today. You are in the right place at the right time, and your soul is welcome here. Isn't that right, Bejan?
It's right, y'all. Come on, stand up and join us in this song, because you know what? Your soul is welcomed here. Let's go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome right here, y'all. Welcome home. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome right here, SLC. You're home and welcome home. Internet community, we know you're there, and your soul is welcomed here. My soul is welcomed here. My soul is welcomed here. Your soul is welcomed here. My soul is welcomed. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Right here.
Good morning, SLC. Jackie, come on up. All right. I want you to know that our Jackie has been accepted into the Unity Ministerial Program. You know, and in Unity, they don't reject people. They, quote, redirect them. But we knew Jackie would not be redirected. It was kind of, she told me, because it was done telecommunications and there was technological problems and she was left in the green room, cyber green room forever. Yeah, so we are so fortunate. She's going to be a wonderful minister. Let's give her that great prayer from SLC. Jackie, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold God's love as you. And we truly do. Congratulations. Oh. My God, Patty, they're letting us do it again.
I know. We greet you in the name of all that is sacred, all that is good, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there is no spot that God is not. If this is your first time joining us, either online or in person, we especially welcome you, because we know no one's here by accident. We are all here by
Divine appointment.
And we really appreciate if you silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices. And please, no flash photography during the service.
And today's daily word is divine feminine. And it's, again, I know this stuff is, they print it and it's written months ahead. but the synchronicity, because you're going to see how divine feminine so cycles through this celebration that we are doing. And guys, listen up, because the divine feminine is not just for women. The affirmation is, I bless the divine feminine in myself and in all others. Today is International Women's Day, a time to celebrate women's achievements across societies and cultures. It is also a time to celebrate the divine feminine, which blesses all people. When we honor the divine feminine, I and all of us recognize God as love, compassion, and understanding, aspects that are present in everyone. The world is blessed by the contributions of those who embody the divine feminine in their words and actions, from the steeliness of protection to the softness of comfort and nurturance. I give thanks for the gifts and for the girls and women in my life as I lift up and celebrate the divine feminine in its many expressions. I affirm the divine feminine awakens and expands in my heart and blesses and prospers all life. And from the book of Proverbs, we read, God, give her a share in the fruits of her hands, and let the works she does praise her in the city gates. Today's daily word is divine feminine. Dear Spirit, thank you for that divine feminine which radiates inside of all of us. Help us to be in touch with that nurturing side of the divine, of that love and joy. Thank you for SLC, this wonderful spiritual community, which has a powerful message, not just for Sacramento, but for the world beyond. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. You know, and we also say our mission statement, not because it's boilerplate or anything, because it really are words that remind us of who we have come here to be. Let's say it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And, you know, we also say these 5 wonderful unity principles. When we hit the potholes in life, these principles can really help us to be overcomers. Let's say it together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. And as you know, we are in the season of nonviolence, which started on January 30th, the anniversary of the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, which also ends on April 4th, which is the anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. Boy, oh boy, if there were ever a time where we needed King and Gandhi principles in our world, now is the time. And so each week we've asked somebody to come up from the congregation to read something and then to share from the heart what they feel about this. And we're so honored at the 11 o'clock service to ask Denise Anye to come on up.
Good morning, everyone. I was totally surprised, but I'm quite honored to have been asked to come today to share the things that unify us. So the reading is, today I celebrate the things that unify us as one people because we all call this planet home, because we share so much in common. We are all part of a world unified by the Creator that is everywhere present. I know that I have a responsibility to the world and to all that God has created. I bless the multitude of people, creatures, and lands with my prayers for peace. God is spirit, God is love. God is present in everyone as the spirit of love. Let us celebrate that love as our connection. Experiencing God's love, our awareness of our connectedness expands and grows. This has a profound and far-reaching effect on the world. Today I celebrate the things that unify us. My name is Denise Anye, and today I celebrate. As I look around this room, I wonder how many of us here have experienced the love of God in our lives. Today, I celebrate the things that unify us. We live on this beautiful planet Earth. This is our home. We breathe the same air. We walk on the same ground beneath our feet. We share the same sun, and we share the same rain. Hallelujah. From the clay of this earth, our bodies were formed, bodies of flesh, bones, and blood. But inside every one of these bodies lives something deeply sacred. Inside each of us is spirit. And that spirit is the Spirit of God, the Spirit of love that unifies us. There was a time in my life when I experienced that love in a very real way. I was in a moment when I truly required help. I didn't ask anyone for money or tell them my particular situation. And yet, people began giving to me. One person helped, then another, then another. Not because I asked, but because they felt moved to give. They felt unified with me. In those moments, I felt tremendously blessed. And I realized something powerful. God's love often moves through human hands. The Spirit of love lives in you, in me, and every person we meet. And that is our connection. Not appearances, not background, not differences, but love. So today, I celebrate these things that unify us. And most of all, I celebrate the love of God that lives within us all. May we continue to see that kind of love in one another and share it wherever we go. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Denise. So, Patty, what's new?
Well, it's a little hard for me to talk right now after that beautiful
Yeah.
thing that Denise just spoke from the heart. This week, on Wednesday, we have our Oneness Prayers. We have our Oneness Prayer Circle at 5:30 in the chapel with the prayer chaplains. It's a wonderful time for prayer. You can say your prayer out loud, you can ask for prayer, or you can be silent. And then at 6 o'clock, we have our community meal, which is soup. One of the volunteers makes the soup, and it's a wonderful time for community. And if you could please RSVP by Monday, that's great, so the volunteers know how many people are coming, so they don't make too much or too little. That would be ideal. Thank you for that.
And the soup is wonderful. The meals are wonderful, and the fellowship's great.
Yes. And then at 7 o'clock, we have a special treat. James Buffalo Moreno, he's doing a water ceremony. He's a shaman, and he's going to create a sacred space for participants to connect with their soul's journey. And then he will see and share the totems that appear in his mind's eye. And then he will deliver the loving messages he receives from Spirit to people, everyone that is there, an individual message. So that sounds wonderful. So that's what's happening this Wednesday. You can make it for 1, 2, or all 3 of the events. And then we have the Quantum Living. It starts this Wednesday from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. And it is taught by Elaine LaRoa, who is a wonderful facilitator, very knowledgeable in the quantum living process. And it's a wonderful process that most of us have taken, a lot of us have taken, and it's a way to kind of understand yourself better and kind of what makes you tick. And you can see things about you that you may have not known, and you will learn that there's nothing and no one against you, which is fabulous.
And, you know, Easter's coming early this year. So Holy Week is almost here. We're going to be doing a few new things here, or that haven't been done here in a while. One is a Passover Seder and a combined Last Supper. The Last Supper was a Passover Seder. It's going to be held Thursday, April 2nd at 6 p.m. Easter and Passover are lining up as it was on that first Easter. If there's anything which really sort of celebrates the Jewish experience, it is Passover. It's the celebration of the Exodus out of slavery, out of Egypt and into the Promised Land. Of course, talked about with references of what is happening now. It's not just a ceremony. It is a meal. It is a feast. So please come and join us Thursday, April 2nd at 6 p.m. Tickets are in the hub. We can only do it for 50 people. It's going to be here. Tickets are selling out. I mean, almost like Anne's Broadway show. So please don't get left out. Go to the hub and get those tickets now. The other thing which we are going to be doing is an Easter sunrise service, 6:45. So come to the Easter sunrise service. There's a Holy Week flyer which is available online and in the hub. So please get that because a lot of wonderful things are going to be happening during Holy Week. Next, thank you, Patty. Thank you. For the Passover Seder, we are looking for sponsors. So if you can, if you can help us and sponsor the Passover Seder, we'd be greatly honored. Please come to the hub, speak to Patty and others about this. Now, the strategic planning survey, which has been sent out, but the doors, as it were, are closing on it pretty soon. We ask you to fill it out. It was sent online. If you need us to send it to you again online, let us know. We also have copies, please, hard copies if you want to take it hard copy. Speak to either myself or speak to Nancy Hilton. We'll make sure you get it.
And next Saturday, March 14th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., we have spring cleaning here at SLC. We want our place to shine and sparkle. And if you come to volunteer, you're not obligated to stay for all 4 hours. Absolutely not. You can come for an hour or two, or you could stay for all 4. Window washing, all kinds of things. So you can come sign up at the hub or just show up. But I would greatly appreciate if you would show up.
And we have no reported deaths under Patty's leadership from.
And now we have a board update from Monica Hart.
Yes.
Denise, thank you for sharing what you shared this morning. As we behold the spirit of love within each of you, your divine nature, I behold your beautiful divine nature. So I have a dear friend, resident that I visit at Eschaton. She's 98. And every time I visit her, she says, "Did you bring your wisdom cup, Monica?" Well, I said, as a matter of fact, I brought 6 because you always overflow them. And so last week she said this to me that I thought really connects with that spirit of love, divine nature. gratitude. She said, I'm grateful for what I've had, grateful for what I have, grateful for what I will have in the future. And I am grateful to serve you as a board of trustees. And something that's really important to share with you right now, Rev Janae, we just want you to know that she is on her healing journey. And so we invite you to continue to hold her in prayer. Wrap her in love. Just feel that right now. She's feeling it because there is no separation, the consciousness. We live in this magnificent consciousess. And our acting Mr. Daniel Thomas, president, he's doing a fabulous job. Yeah, he's amazing. And I want to say this, that without the staff and the support, I don't know if you know how much work they do. They do a lot of work. And so I invite you, when you see them, thank them. Thank them. I'm grateful for everything that you do. So we are, as you know, we are part of the integral ministry practice. And that is shared purpose-led leadership. So that is one of the things that we continue to practice, review, learn, and feel a deeper connection to this ministry. If you have not renewed your governing membership, we invite you to do that after service. You can see a staff person, a board member. Mr. Daniel Thomas will be happy to help you renew your membership. He's right there if you don't know him. So at the beginning of the year and before, the board gathered with the staff, and we created, and Rev Rick shared, strategic plan and initiatives for 2026. And so I'd like you to know that operations and infrastructure, the infrastructure, one of the things that we're working towards is we've purchased a majority of the computers. Yeah, there's more. We've already just updated 2 of our existing computers, and what that means is it saves us money. And Linda Paoli gifted a computer to Rick. So it's a thank you for each one of you holding the intention and the love and the flow of prosperity to support this ministry. And we're very transparent, and so we invite you to please come and attend a board meeting. So we want you to become engaged and attend the next time in June and then in October, so you can talk to a board member. And I need a drum roll. Oh my God. That was even better than the 9 a.m. Okay. So today, applications are open through April 5th to become a board of trustee. We have 2 openings. Now, Sally Sion, she's finishing her term. Can you imagine? And we've only got 2 openings. I don't know how we're going to replace her. It's going to take 5 or 6. And so if you're sitting there thinking about, I have served on many church boards. And I can tell you, as Denise was talking about love, it is God's work. It is a privilege to serve you. Each of us are serving you. It is a sacred calling. If that is something that is speaking to you, listen to your inner voice, then I really invite you to explore and see if that is a connection. And so the question is, you may be sitting there going, okay, so what's in it for me? Why should I serve? It's just going to be a lot of work. Is that what you're thinking? Well, let me tell you, the first thing that you will be steeped in is Reverend Rick's frog principle. He's taught it well to us, and we hear this all the time. And I know you remember, frog is fully rely on God. That's what we're doing. We're relying on Spirit. This is a divine appointment. This is sacred. This is divine. This is a privilege to serve each of you. And it is truly about expressing your divine nature. Your divine nature is holy, whole, and complete with your unique skills and talents that will create a collaboration and enrich this board. Leadership development. It is probably the most meaningful way, has been for me, to express gratitude. So I invite you to come check us out. We've got a table out there, and we will have an information meeting on March the 29th. So please, we invite you, and we have a lot of fun. I'm just hoping that Sally will continue to drop off vegetables and fruit in the summer to the board meeting. That'll be the only thing that she'll just have to make a delivery. But we have fun, and we spread the work. So thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you. If I might add on that IT, I mean, most of it is virtually paid for because of donations which people have stood up and done. So we are so thankful for that. You know, there are many ways to foster transformation in our lives. Unity started out as a prayer movement. Prayer is at the heart of Unity. Our prayer chaplains will be out in the courtyard to have one-on-one prayer with you following the service. There is so much going on around here. There's something going on around here online, in person, almost every day of the week, which can help your spiritual walk. Go to the hub, find out, go online, because there's so much going on. We come here for so many reasons. One of them is for fellowship. So let's make that fellowship and connection in ways which we now think appropriate.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. We are in the house. Please join us. We're going to sing more of Who We Are by Ricky Byers. Yes, I know you know it, and we need you. Come on, y'all. Hey. Yeah. I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we so beautiful. Yes.
And now, as we settle into our chairs, we take a nice deep breath together and prepare ourselves for meditation. First, by speaking aloud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
All is as it should be. I mirror you and you mirror me. Unity, oneness, love, peace. Written by Paula Mandela. All is as it should be. I mirror you, you mirror me, and all the pain and struggling, only lessons in how to be free. Conscious living helps us to see. My experience is up to me. All is as it should be. I mirror you, you mirror me, and all the pain and struggling, only lessons in how to be free. Conscious living helps us to see. My experience is up to me. All is as it should be. I mirror you, you mirror me, and all the pain and struggling, only lessons in how to be free. Conscious living helps us to see. My experience is up to me.
All is as it should be. Allow those words to echo in your soul as you sit still for meditation. Close your eyes if you choose. Let go of all the noise, all the mind chatter. Be still. Breathe from your heart. Breathing in, aware of the in-breath. Breathing out, aware of the out-breath. Relax. Let your heart do the easy work. All is as it should be. No matter what's going on outside, no matter what thoughts are going on within, slow down. Let them go. No need to carry them. No pain. No struggling. Focus on your breath. In and out. Go deeper within, breathing from the heart. Be still. Breathe in and breathe out. The Tao Te Ching says, to clarify muddy waters, you must hold them still and let things settle. Let your thoughts settle. Keep still and quiet the mind. Breathing in and breathing out. As your mind clears, visualize a small candle flame within at your heart center. The flame flickering. Colorful hues of light. Yellow, orange, red, violet. See your flame dancing. If a short gust of wind occurs, that is, any thought or memory that has no purpose in this moment, return to the breath and focus on the flame in your inner candle. The flame that stays lit amidst any perceived storm. The Bhagavad Gita says, when meditation is mastered, the mind is unwavering, like the flame of a lamp in a windless place. Calm those inner winds. Peacefully carry your heart flame. Be still in the silence. Slowly return your awareness to the present. Arrive in your body. You are always home in your body. And that light, your inner light, is always with you. When you are ready, open your eyes. Carry your flame along with these gentle words from an Irish blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. And may you be held gently in the arms of the divine feminine. And so it is.
You don't have to shout to be heard. There's a power in a gentle word, like a whisper in a crowded room, like a flower in its early bloom. Oh, That's the way the healing starts. In a world that's full of angry noise, we can find our own quiet joys just by being careful what we say as we journey through the day. Oh, gentle words are all I need to plant a little kindness seed. Speak to me with a tender heart. That's the way the healing starts. Softly spoken, deeply felt. Watch the frozen spirits melt. Kindness is the melody that sets the weary spirits free. I listen to the way you speak when the voice is feeling me weak. Your voice is like a cooling stream, like the music of a peaceful dream. Oh, gentle words are all I need to plant a little kindness seed. Speak to me with a tender heart. That's the way the healing starts. Hey, speak softly to me now. Let the kindness flow. Everywhere we go, yeah, gentle word.
Gentle words. Gentle words. Thank you to our wonderful music team, music ministry. Thank you to Paul for a wonderful meditation. You know, I get asked this almost every day. Somebody either from SLC or from back east, they'll say to me, Reverend Rick, you know, I listen to the news, I watch the news, I can just feel the energy being drained out of me, you know, and sucked out. Somebody leans over and says, well, then don't watch the news. You know, that's a possible solution. I love how Ken Daigle, the minister from Unity of San Francisco, and he's going to be here the weekend after Easter. He's just come out with a wonderful book, Unapologetic Manifestation, which I think has so much for us, and it'll be speaking, workshop, and then we're going to be doing classes following weeks. But anyway, Ken calls CNN continuous negative news, you know. I'll get somebody else, you know, will say to me, you know, Reverend Rick, I think we've, you know, one day I think we've hit a low, and then the next day it's even lower. Oh. I also had somebody came up to me and said, you know, Reverend Rick, I've been so thinking about something my grandmother used to say to me. She used to say, dear, remember, it's always the darkest, right before everything goes black. So, So I'm often asked, well, Reverend Rick, how do you deal with the news? How do you deal with the news? And I'm going to give some suggestions about dealing with the news. But in a nutshell, the bumper sticker, what I'm going to suggest to you is be keepers of the flame. Be keepers of the flame even in difficult times. Be keepers of the flame. Marge, what did he suggest? He said to deal with the news, get propane. No, be keepers of the flame. Now, what does that mean? Well, let me fall back a bit. There have been several times where at a place I've been or something, history just really comes alive. I mean, I know we're in the 21st century, but it's almost feeling like you're reliving or going through something from the past. One of them was Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I was in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on business. I had a morning appointment, an afternoon appointment, and then an evening appointment. The morning appointment went very well. The afternoon appointment, I'm just about to get there, it got canceled. Well, I can't leave because I have the evening appointment. So I thought, well, I've never been to Gettysburg battlefield. That should be, an hour and 15 minutes, And I went, oh my goodness. I was so, and I had the pamphlets, and I was so taken in. I mean, here is the fishhook line of the Union, and on the left is, Little Round Top, and oh my God. I mean, if things had gone different at Little Round Top, the whole battle could have been gone differently. The South might have won it. And then standing in, where Pickett's charge happened, I mean, the sense of it just so, came alive, and how things could have been very, very different. Another example, I was in Rome, and I thought, well, you're in Rome, let's go to the Roman Forum. That should be worth 2-3 hours. See, Hail Emperor Togaphasius or something, I went there, and I was so swept up by it. Particularly one place, and it's interesting, Divine Feminine it carries through. If we could get that first slide up. Yeah, it was the Temple of Vesta. And here's a recreation of what we think it looked like. And it was not one of the larger structures, but it was in the central part of the Roman Forum. The goddess Vesta was the Roman goddess of hearth, home, and seen the goddess of basic Roman values. And what there were Vestal virgins who kept that fire burning, And the feeling was if that fire ever went out, if it went out during one of the Punic Wars, their thought was, the Carthaginians would have won and we would have lost. It was seen as so sacred. Can we go to the next slide? Here's a picture of what, well, it's coming up. There we are. What it currently looks like in the Roman Forum. This image has so struck with me that central flame, to keep it alive, to hold to what you believe to be spiritually true, even in difficult times, precisely in difficult in difficult times. And it's not just Rome. I mean, in Judaism, for example, and I'm sure you could push this to other great spiritual traditions, but in Judaism, there is something called the Ner Tamid, the eternal light. And God said, put that eternal light above the Ark of Covenant, above the tent of meeting. Let people know that I'm a 24/7 God and that I am with them 100% of the time. And that eternal light was so important. Nowadays, you walk into an ultra-reform temple or an ultra-conservative temple or an Orthodox temple, you will see right in front, all of them, you'll see right in front of the ark, you'll see that Ner Tamid, that eternal light. So how should we respond? We should respond, I believe, as being keepers of the flame, despite the difficult times that we are going through. Difficult times? Well, we landed here from Virginia, it was mid-August, and the next day it was the celebration for Reverend James. And we were there, and a wonderful celebration. And Paula, I remember, played many wonderful songs, but one in particular, she said, in this song are lyrics, which I hope you remember, things that Reverend James said to us, and there were things in there. So down the road, and I hope it's way down the road, you know, if I'm leaving and should be so lucky to have you throw such a celebration for me, I hope Paula will say, here's a few things Reverend Rick kept on saying to us. And one of them is, nobody comes through this thing called life unscathed. And it is absolutely pointless to say, my scathing was worse than your scathing, you know. But to put this on a community level or a social level, I believe very strongly, again, Paula, she'll come up with the lyrics, that quite frankly, progress has always been 5 steps forward, 4 steps back, 6 steps forward, 4 steps back. If we could put the next slide up, it's going to be a picture. Hopefully, there we are, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That, to me, quite frankly, is progress. If you go to the 1900s, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was roughly around $90. Now it's between $48, $49, even crossed $50,000. Now, obviously, there's inflation there, but even when you squeeze out the inflation, I mean, you clearly see 5 steps forward, 4 steps back, and that is, you know, no offense, that is reality. In terms of, you know, being in a 4-step back period, my family, we live in all over the country, but we're a tight family. We have several text loops, which there's something going on these text loops all the time. One of the text loops is the Joey, let me get this right, Joey, Levi, Ella, JP, and Margot, and now Margot, little Margot, I've just visited this week, all the grandchildren. And on this loop, you know, it's little 3-year-old Ella dancing in her tutu and stuff like that. Political comments on this loop are strictly verboten. I mean, you make a political comment on this loop, you're doing the dishes next Thanksgiving, you know, the family gathering next Thanksgiving. But there's another loop which is open to, you know, politics, and it's interesting. My oldest son is a supporter of President Trump. My youngest son is to the left of Bernie Sanders. So, I mean, it makes for an interesting loop. This last week has been a very interesting, but you know, that sense of difficult times, you know, the oldest and the youngest see difficult times differently, but they all believe, you know, difficult times. Though I think the one thing that unites them, their father gets no respect. So up comes on the loop, Dad, and I forget which one of them started it. Dad, you got to admit that, you know, when we reach your age, the great probability is greater that a space alien will land in our backyard than we'll be able to collect Social Security. And I said, come on, you know, that's not the case. They said, Dad, do you think that perhaps Social Security might not be as generous for us as it was for your generation? I said, yes, that's a possibility. Then they said, well, then we're not arguing principles or directions. We're arguing over adverbs and adjectives, you know. And it's interesting, this difficult times is not a left thing or a right thing. Both sides see it very, very much that way. So what happens when we are keepers of the flame? It helps us to stay spiritually centered and to get through this roller coaster a lot more with being happy, joyous, and free. The other is that it honestly, truly does have, I believe, an impact on society. If we could go to the next one. One of my love is Isaac Asimov. I'm sure a lot of you also love. I see heads nodding. He was the writer. One of the things he wrote was the Foundation trilogy. Now, the Foundation, this is in a galaxy, you know, far, far away and all that. And there's a group of what are called psychohistorians. Again, science fiction. Psychohistorians, it's a combination of economics, statistics, political science, psychology, and all. They have been able, in advance from us, they've been able to create models which can, the models cannot predict Rick Belous is going to leave this room. Is he going to have a Diet Coke or is he going to have a fruit juice? That they can't predict. But looking at large numbers of data and all that, and over long time periods, it can predict over the centuries which is going to win out in terms of market share. Diet Coke, or is it going to be fruit juice? That it can predict. They believe that this galaxy that they're in, there's nothing that can stop it from going into a dark age, and it is going because of how things are going. It's going into a dark age. But if there's no intervention, this dark age will last for roughly 30,000 years. If there are thoughtful interventions, they believe, this again, the foundation, they believe they can reduce the dark age from 30,000 years down to 1,000 years. So, and it's very, again, the foundation, very, very, very interesting. How many people here out of curiosity, I'm going to give a name, Stanley Dunham, name ring a bell or anything? I see one or two hands go, but most of you don't. Stanley Dunham was a white middle-class guy, didn't seem outstanding at all. His daughter had an affair with an African. They got married, they had a little black boy. The African father split the end of the marriage. The mother got cancer. But Stanley was a devoted grandfather. By all stretch of the imagination, he was a devoted grandfather to that little black grandson. That little black grandson grew up to become president of the United States, and his name is Barack Obama. What we do, you and I might not be raising future presidents of the United States, but what we do honestly, truly does matter. Can we go to the next slide? There we go. Drake, and I don't expect you to read it, but let me give the sense of this. Again, because a lot of times when things are, I remember when I came here for my tryout week, I did a seminar on spiral dynamics, and I'm not going to go into the long 9 yards about, but anyway, it's about the evolution of consciousness. And one of the things is, in these models, believing that we are on the cusp of going from what's called the first tier to the second tier. Second tier, higher consciousness and all, ever upwards and onwards. I would say, remembering that Dow Jones roller coaster, it may not, a lot of times when I hear new thoughters, and I, consider myself one of them, obviously, but they paint it like it's inevitable and it's going to be a quick ride up to that second tier. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that there's going to be a lot of devolution before eventually we go on that long run evolution. And what we do matters, actually, like the Foundation trilogy, whether it's 30,000 years or it's 1,000 years. So anyway, about the Drake equation. Enrico Fermi, the great, physicist, Nobel Prize winner. It's after World War II. They're at a conference at a university, and they're in a university cafeteria. Enrico comes out with his lunch on a tray, and he looks around and he says, "Where is everybody? Where is Rico, we're here. No, you guys, where's everybody?" Meaning, where's the other intelligent life forms? I know some of you in this room believe that we have had contact. Have had contact. I'm not going to debate, but I was a very, very, very junior researcher on a project with Carl Sagan. And if anybody, his novel was Contact, the movie was Contact. If anybody wanted to believe that there was contact, it was Carl Sagan. And Sagan felt that, quite frankly, we have not had contact yet, either through landing or through radio telescopes or anything like that. So Drake came up with this equation. Let's say we're just looking at the Milky Way galaxy. We'll leave the rest of the universe behind for a minute. How many planets have intelligent life forms on them? So he said, you can predict, he laid out a bunch of variables, And he said, you tell me, for example, how many stars do you think are in the Milky Way? How many do you think have planets? How many of you, next variable, how many of you think these planets are in what's called the Goldilocks region? Not too hot, not too cold, et cetera, et cetera. How many of them have chemicals which can produce things like DNA? What's the probability that DNA will form out of these, the blah, blah, blah? If DNA forms, what's the probability that life will come and intelligent life will evolve? And you know, it's interesting. We know much more than we did when Drake. We have a better sense, not to the first decimal place, but we have a much better sense how many stars are in the Milky Way. How many have planets? We've done a lot of, they have done a lot of research on, and planets don't seem, a lot of stars seem to have planets. How many are in the Goldilocks region? Fewer, but they are there. And so we're getting a better sense on all of these, except the last variable. The last variable is if intelligent life forms, how long does it exist before it blows itself off the planet, it pollutes itself off the planet, some other disaster happens, and that's the end of that life form. And that is one which we have no inkling of whatsoever. What you do honestly, truly matters. So let me get a little more specific about just being keepers of the flame. Here's some suggestions about how to handle the news. First, don't even touch the news unless you are spiritually centered. Get spiritually centered first. I get up early in the morning to get spiritually centered through prayer and meditation before I'll even read the newspaper, before I'll even turn on anything. Get spiritually centered and grounded first. Second, be mindful of what news sources you are going to and how much time you're spending. How much, it's a lot of times more important for me to watch little grandchild Ella dancing her tutu on, than it is about the news. I love Barbara Bush, the wife of President Herbert Walker Bush, said, I think very important, said that what goes on in your house oftentimes is more important than what goes on in the White House. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. So be careful about what your sources are, how much you are spending on it. Next, and lastly, how is watching the news influenced your prayer list? Has it had an influence on your prayer? And if it hadn't had an influence on your prayer list, I mean, what's the point? It should be having an influence on your prayer list of what you're praying for. It should also have an influence on what organizations you are supporting. One of the greatest quotes of Charles Fillmore was, and he said this when he was in his 90s, I sizzle with zeal and spring forth to do what is mine to do. Look, everything on the news is not yours and mine to do. I remember a friend of the family, a young girl who was schizophrenic. It was the Vietnam War, and she cried because she felt really directly responsible for the bombings that were going on. Wonderful woman, but you know what? You didn't have direct responsibility for the bombings. What is mine to do? So again, your prayer list, what organizations you're supporting, and what is yours to, and honestly, truly, what is yours to do? And there's several quotes which I just so go back to where Jesus said, you visited me when I was in prison. You helped me when I was hungry. You helped me when I was sick. Lord, when do we do any of that? What you did to the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you did to me. Where the Apostle James, I think, has hit it so on the head when he said, this is the essence of real religion, that you take care of the widows and orphans, that you take care and look after those who are marginalized in your society. Or as God said directly to Moses, treat the refugee kindly, for you were refugees, you were strangers in a strange land. Now, there is something, I could see some of you saying, well, I wish we were out of this 4-step back period. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. But there is also something marvelous and wonderful and blessed in 4-step back periods. They tend to be some of the most creative periods when some of the most creative thought happens. We human beings, sometimes the most creative thoughts are when it's the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, and our team is way behind. Let me bring up the next slide of a beautiful young lady. Her name is Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement. It's the 1880s. She has tuberculosis, which in those days is what cancer is to our society now. And doctors tell her there's nothing more medical science can do for you, and you're probably going to die in 6 months. Whoa, bedside manner. This was when Myrtle Fillmore had her quantum spiritual leap. Boy, oh boy, if doctors tell you, we can't do anything for you, you have 6 months to live, boy, oh boy, that's a 5-step back period if you want to think of it. But that was when Myrtle Fillmore had her quantum spiritual leap. Unity was born in a 4-step back period. Let's go to the next one. This is one of my other great heroes, Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass, remember, of course, was born a slave, but he educated himself. He got clothing, well-dressed. He got a leather attaché case, and he went on a train heading north. And nobody disturbed him because everybody looked at him and thought, well, he's such a fine-dressed slave, he must be on master's business. And when he got to a northern town, he skedaddled, and that was that. He then went on to become one of the greatest orators for emancipation and the abolition movement. It's 1857, and the Supreme Court just comes out with the Dred Scott decision, which is essentially, if you're a bounty hunter from Alabama, you can go up to Boston, grab a fugitive slave, and shove him all the way back down to Alabama into slavery. Now, if you are Frederick Douglass, theoretically you don't like this, but it gets, this now we're talking really personal as a fugitive slave. The other thing the Supreme Court essentially said was, if you're not white, you don't have any legal standing in front of front of our legal system. At that point, you want to talk about 4-step back periods. Boy, oh boy, Frederick Douglass thought, what is the hope? There's no hope. I'm getting the heck out of here. I'm going to Canada. But before he did, he said to himself, no, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay here in America and do what is mine to do. I wish I could have been a little birdie on Freddie's shoulder, as it were. Remember the song, Hang On, Sloopy, Sloopy, Hang On? I wish I could have said to Frederick Douglass, hang on, Freddie, hang on, because in 6 more years, Abraham Lincoln is going to sign the Emancipation Proclamation, and you're going to have a major role in that happening. And then a few years after that, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution is going to be passed. And once again, Freddie, you're going to have a major impact in that happening. And then after that is going to come the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. And once again, you are going to be a major force in seeing that happen. And if that wasn't enough, you're going to start writing about your vision of a multiracial, multicultural, multi-religious, one God, many paths kind of society. And although it may take many, many years for this to become a reality, you're going to set the ball rolling and people are going to look back at that. And so I think this all boils down to several points. First, realize that progress is often 5 steps forward and 4 steps back. Second, yes, we seem to be in a 4-step back period, but realize that some of the most creative thinking happens in 4-step back periods. And also realize that, what you say, what you do, and being a keeper of the flame can honestly, like Stanley Dunham, make a real honest to God difference. Jesus said, in and of myself, I can do nothing. You know, one take on that is, if he couldn't do anything, what the heck do you expect me to do? But the answer, I think, is so much what Jesus was talking about, the ego. And quite frankly, our egos are not going to get the ball in the end zone. But when we can break open to that spirit, to that beyond which is within all of us, then we too, like the Apostle Paul, can say, I can do all things through Spirit who strengthens me. And if I could have the chutzpah to modify the Apostle Paul, let me. I can do all things through Spirit which strengthens me, even in difficult times. Thank you, and God bless. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you, Rick. You gave us a lot to think about and contemplate, that's for sure. And next week, Rev Rick will be back, and the topic will be Thin Places in a Thin World. And the music will be by Ann Roach, Laree Shiflett, Becky McPhee, Catherine Mandela, Cameron Lawson, and Soul Light Connection. Now that's a lineup, people. That'll be fabulous. We absolutely love to welcome our newcomers. We seriously do. So, if you're watching us online, you can go to slcworld.org, click on the Connect button, and fill out the card. This will let us know that you're watching, and we can also keep you up on all the happenings at SLC. For those of you here in person today, in a moment, we'll ask you to raise your hands. We want to give you a welcome card so you can fill out and take it to the welcome table out in the courtyard. And you will receive a warm welcome and a very special gift. If you're here for the first time, would you please raise your hand? I don't think I see anybody. Okay, well, welcome back, everybody else. Now it's time in the service where we'll take our love offering. You have an opportunity to help support Spiritual Life Center. You can text SLC Love to 44321 or go to the website, click on the donate button. You can also mail in your love offering. Some people still do write checks. And if you are online and you want to spread this consciousness, click like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in a moment, we'll say our offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to try. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your father read. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Love is made, will cast in you, others take a different view. You gotta be hard. you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. So don't ask no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pain. The world keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. This time it's danger staring you in the face. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds, and try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my. Hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Hey, you got to be bold, you got to be bad, you got to be wise, but never sad. You got to be hard, but not too hard. My, oh my, hey, hey, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Hey, love will save the day. Hey, love will save the day. Woo, yes.
Oh, dear Spirit, let's turn around. And we owe Jackie, it was Jackie's idea to do this, that you should see the prayer box. You should see the investments that are made in this ministry. Dear Spirit, thank you for the prayers in our prayer box and prayers on people's hearts. Help them to know that healing spirit, that overcoming spirit of the beyond that is within us all. We are truly one with the one. Thank you for all the investments that are made into this ministry of time, treasure, and talent. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. Now, friends, we're going to say that wonderful prayer for protection. We'll sing the peace song. There's going to be a wonderful postlude afterwards. But then what I would ask, go out to the hub for fellowship. It's going to be a wonderful time. So let's say that wonderful prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And that wonderful peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let this be the moment when every step on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator
Jala buru